Our guest today is Jim Parkman. This was a huge case. I mean, this was the fourth largest accounting fraud in the history of the United States.
The CEO of HealthSouth, the Fortune 500 healthcare company.
Ferrari Enzo was nearly obliterated in the high-speed crash along the PCH.
Zenvo, ST1, 50S.
He went from being on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Only going to make 3 for the United States.
I'm Bobby Kahn, former exotic car dealer turned #1 FBI's most wanted fugitive.
Generally, when you look at the law, 90% of the time it's against you.
The FBI put a $20,000 reward for information into his arrest.
Bobby Kahn scammed super rich customers at a New Jersey car dealership.
Join myself and James Parkman, my attorney and best friend, as we have cars, courts, and conversations.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Parkman and Kahn Unleashed. That's Jim Parkman, and I'm Bobby Kahn. Jimmy, what are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, you know, I thought we would start today with something that I think is top of the news and kind of interesting to me, TikTok.
Yeah.
And what's going on with that? You know, I think it's interesting about the situation, and I am not a TikTok. I've never seen TikTok. So okay. I'm a new guy. Okay. So I know what's on it kinda. I've never seen it. I've never had anybody show it to me. I know that people do things on there to make a lot of money.
Well, 170 million Americans use it. 7 million businesses are on there. I mean, basically, it's like Instagram, but it's just, you know, it started off as just video format, which is, you know, Instagram was pictures and videos, and it just took off from there. And a lot of people went from nothing to viral to ended up making millions upon millions of dollars being, you know, influencers and content creators. Correct. So it actually, so it's a very popular app amongst the younger crowd. You know, Instagram is popular, TikTok's popular, but I believe, in my opinion, that the younger generation likes TikTok better. It's more video format. I don't know why, but that's what they do.
I guess I ought to be into it then.
Yeah, exactly. So
me and the younger generation. I mean, I guess I should be. I'm behind a little bit with my group. With my
listen, my dad sits there all day. He sits there and he goes down like the rabbit hole, and he's on there for hours. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? And he's on TikTok. I mean.
I've just never had an interest in it, and I know that's going to come as a shock to people. Yeah. You know, how can you live in the world without? I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that stuff. So,
you know, if you're busy, a lot of times you don't have the time to do stuff like that. But if you're not busy, or maybe if it's not your business, you can't. You know, I mean, you're a different thing. You know, you're an attorney, so you don't.
Well, I look at it differently. I guess. You know, FaceTime.
Yeah.
My wife's on FaceTime reading about what other people do.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. I got FaceTime.
Yeah.
Facebook. I told you I didn't know a lot about this. Facebook.
Yeah.
I just never figured anybody really cared what I'm doing with my life. So why would anybody be? And what am I going to say to them? Well, like,
people are nosy.
I'm here at work. You know, I'm leaving work. You know.
People are nosy. People put everything on there. Obviously, like as you know, my wife uses social media all day long, every day. That's her business. You know, and so that's a different thing. But like I have a personal Instagram account. I have it there. I started it when I was trying to surrender and trying to come home, and that's the only reason I started the social media page. And then it's just been sitting there. And like every so often, I'll throw up, stuff there, and obviously I'm not going to say what I'm doing next, but for what I do next, I'm going to need it. So I'm going to need to have a big social media presence. So I mean, for that comes in handy, but I'm not the guy that's going to put what I'm doing with my family. I'm not putting my kids on there like a lot of people. They put their kids, they put what they're doing inside their house, all that. That's not for me.
Well, anybody care what I'm doing. I mean,
Oh, well,
not really.
There are people that care because people are nosy.
Well, I can understand. I mean, I like to know what friends. I like to know what you're doing. I always ask, what are you up to? And
but most people look. There's an accident and they drive by and they're like, checking
Oh
it
yeah,
out. Like,
they want to. Yeah, we watch NASCAR because we want to see the wreck. We don't want to see the winner. I got all that, but I just never have gotten into that. I do understand though, and look, I give people credit for genius ideas to get on TikTok to make money.
Yep,
okay?
Absolutely. So,
and now they're in the process of cutting out that livelihood. Is the way I look at it.
It's going to affect a lot of people. And I was the first person to say, when I found out, when you read the terms and conditions of TikTok, I'm like, hold on, they get access to all this stuff. I was against it. And then knowing that it's a Chinese company, a foreign country having access to all your information, that was something that I wasn't for. And so this whole issue for me has been hold on, what's going on here? Because when Trump was in office, Trump was pushing for a ban on TikTok. Remember? Trump's the one that started it. And the Democrats kept saying no. And then Biden becomes president. And now Biden says TikTok's got to go. And Trump's saying, no. We don't want it to go. And that's where I differed with Trump. I'm like, okay, why? You said no at first. And now you're sitting there supporting it. I mean, so the biggest thing is, look, when Congress passed the law, it said that TikTok either has to shut down or sell off to an American company. And to sell off to an American company, I look at it this way. They better have no access to any of those servers or anything like that, because even if they sell the company on paper, they may still have the back end and they have the code, and they may have a secret passageway into the code to find things out. And I feel like I don't know how you can really break it off from the parent company in China 100%. I don't think we would know that.
Well, why do we need them? When I heard about this and read about it, first thing came to my mind is some genius sitting out there is just going to create another one here that has nothing to do with China or anything else. It's going to happen. I mean, there's too many smart people in the world.
You have two templates to go from. Facebook has, Instagram makes one, and TikTok. It's similar.
Somebody's going to come up with it, and it'll be where there's no ties. And maybe that's exactly what is the solution to the whole problem.
Well, so obviously they were supposed to shut down. The law was on January 19th, they're supposed to shut down.
Correct.
And they kept appealing that they want to, it violates their First Amendment rights and this and that. And the Supreme Court just ruled today that it does not violate their First Amendment rights, and that having a foreign entity, a foreign country, having access to Americans, spying on Americans is not legal, and they have to shut down. But they're not going to shut down. You and I both know that. January 19th is going to come, and they're not going to shut down because Joe Biden said he's not going to enforce the ban. And then next day, Donald Trump takes over, and Donald Trump said he's not going to enforce the ban. So I think, what Donald Trump, I think, is going to do is he's going to give a 90-day window to TikTok to sell it to an American investor. And now this is where it gets tricky, because now a couple people that are in line, they're the Chinese, like Elon Musk. They're trying to push towards Elon Musk buying it.
Sure.
So here's the question. Does that become a monopoly now? Because Elon Musk now controls Twitter, which is X, and this, and you own 2/3 of the social media spectrum, because it's Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Yep. Well, you're right there in the midst of, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And what the government will do about it. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if somebody's already in the process independently of coming up with
another competitor.
Yeah. And placing it in the market and let it go. And, who knows? I don't, but I'm sure that there's smart people out there that deal with this type of stuff.
Yep.
That know what the value of coming up with something like this is at this moment, and get the market grasp right.
If they get the marketing and the money behind it, they can make a lot of money on it.
Absolutely.
But for those people that are scared that they think that their app's going to shut down on Sunday, it's not. It'll still be working on Sunday. It'll still be working next week, because Donald Trump has stated he's going to allow he's not going to let his Justice Department go after TikTok.
Yeah, not right now.
Give them 3 months.
But I do understand the other thing. I do have some concerns, and I'm not privileged to the information the government has, but I do have concerns that by using this Chinese TikTok device,
Yep.
what information they can get.
Yeah, they have access to your phone.
You know,
so they have access to your pictures. They have access to everything so they have everything on your phone, and they're just mining all this data.
Yeah,
and that's my concern with everything else too. Like Alexa, you put Alexa in your house, she's listening to everything you want. Guess what? Somebody subpoenas your Alexa records. Next thing you know, they got all your audio from inside your house. And what you're ordering, what you're doing, it has everything. Alexa's not allowed in my house. Things like that, we do not allow. I will not buy. I mean, last thing I need is another FBI agent sitting in my house at all times. Right? Not that I'm doing anything illegal, but the less things I have in my house that are listening to me, the better off I am.
Well, and we talked about that, in shows gone by. If you hadn't seen it, I thought it was interesting about, was it Ford that's putting in listening stuff so they can hear what you're ordering?
Yep.
They can target you with regards to goods and commercials. And
I'm tired of ads. I don't need more ads in my thing. I mean,
oh gosh, no.
I mean, forget that. When you're watching TV, all of a sudden, like your eyes start closing and your TV starts flashing. Hey, are you still there? Like, what are you watching me or something? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
and no, I don't want any more. I don't want anybody to get into that. I mean, I just don't. That's my
privacy anymore. We're allowing, if I was to say right now that I want ice cream, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, I guarantee when I open this phone and I go on social media or I go on the internet, Haagen-Dazs ice cream ads are going to be playing.
Probably so.
Yep,
it is.
And it happens.
But that's the new technology and the new marketing.
Yeah.
And and how far it will go, I don't know. But I do know this.
Yeah.
If any of you listening on this program ever see me on TikTok, then I need to go to a home. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep this episode short. For those of you that are worried about TikTok dying on Sunday, don't worry, your Chinese spy friend is still going to be around.
Still going to be there, baby.
Yep. You keep sharing your information with the Chinese. They'll be there watching and listening, okay? So when you go to China, they'll know exactly what
they'll know who you are. You don't have to give them credit card information. They already have.
They already got it. They'll know what kind of food you like. They know.
That's right.
Exactly. So
Neiman Marcus of Taiwan, they already know who you are. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyways, guys, watch our next episode. We're going to be talking about the fires in California, all right? Take care.